Hello. So, hope everybody survived snow if you got snow where you were from. This has been such a weird winter. Am I surprised? Not really. Not really at all. But we've had record breaking snow down here, and it's crazy. Anyway, have you got your book yet? I was looking on the Walmart site, and you can get this book for $10 if you haven't got yours ordered. So the plan is we're going to finish this little introduction, and then on Thursdays are going to be kind of like Theology Thursday. We're going to talk about this book on Thursdays. So, the good news in Stranger Things. As the Bible's story unfolds, it becomes clear that it is propelled by God's love, shown in his unstoppable pursuit of a human family. Family is also at the heart of Stranger Things. From Eleven's forlorn, isolated existence to the relentless search for Will, to Hopper's tragic loss, every character in the show yearns for the companionship and love that secure family relationships bring. The Demogorgon and the unearthly overlord of the Upside Down aim to destroy the characters and their solidarity through literal violence, or deception and manipulation. Yet these same threats draw the heroes together because they cannot defeat evil by themselves. At the center of the clash is an opposing power, resident in the most unlikely source, brought to the fore by abuse, whose blood is a sign of healing, protection, and deliverance. This paragraph should alert anyone who's vaguely familiar with the story of salvation through Jesus to the similarities between the gospel and Stranger Things. At the end of season 1, Eleven conquered the horrific Demogorgon and saved her friends, but at a very high cost. She had disappeared into the Upside Down, the realm of death. Hawkins was safe, but all was not well. Will Byers had been infected by the pathogenic Upside Down. Something even more sinister loomed on the horizon. Understandably, season 2 opened with the kids in the party resigned to the loss of Eleven, except for Mike. His love for her kept his faith alive. Viewers knew that Eleven had already escaped the Upside Down, but she had returned to a world where her friends were in lethal danger. A cancerous malignancy was spreading through Hawkins, rotting the very ground under the town. The shadow monster would possess and manipulate Will to lead a newly spawned hive mind horde of demodogs, to destroy everyone Eleven had saved. She had escaped death, but her ability to rescue her friends was now impeded by Hopper's resistance. Born of his fear at the prospect of another terrible loss, he lacked faith in her character and power. She would leave and return in a different, yet the same, form to overpower darkness once more. Those familiar with the story of Jesus know that the story doesn't end with the cross. Initially, the loss of Jesus plunged his friends and followers into deep depression. They believed their dream of the Messiah, finally come, was over. But Jesus rose from the tomb, escaping the grip of death. The cross and resurrection brought forgiveness of sin and the promise of everlasting life for those who believe. When he rose from the dead, Jesus returned to a world still permeated with the contagion of sin. Satan's claim on the souls of humanity and the ruling authority of the powers of darkness had been nullified. But these events were only the inauguration of a long struggle against cosmic opposition. The powers of darkness refused to surrender. The followers of Jesus, tasked with taking the message of the gospel to the world, would soon be under siege. He would leave, but return as the Spirit, yet still be distinct from the Spirit. Here's your scripture references: Acts 16, 6 through 7, Philippians 1, 19, 1 Peter 1, 11, Galatians 4, 6, and 2 Corinthians 3, 17 and 18. The Spirit would be an ever-present helper, John 14, 16, to combat depravity, Romans 8, 4, and Galatians 5, 16. Resist the dark cosmic powers, Ephesians 6, 12, and protect them from the one who sought to devour them, 1 Peter 5, 8. Where 2 or 3 were gathered, he would be there in their midst, Matthew 18, 20. His presence was sufficient if they would believe. Even in the end of season 2 resonates with the New Testament story. The hellish gate had been closed, but all is still not well in Hawkins. The final scene of the second season of Stranger Things leaves viewers with the assurance that Eleven would be there for those who need her, present in their midst. But that didn't mean safety and security. The shadow monster had been defeated, not destroyed. And his designs were undeterred. So, do you see all that parallelism? For those of you who've watched the show, maybe you hadn't thought of it like that, or maybe you had. Let me know in the comments. Have you got your book? Have you started season 1, 2? I forget what season this goes through, but it's not, I'm going to say maybe season 3. So if you haven't, and that is on Netflix. Thanks to Mary who pointed that out. If you want to watch it, you don't have to watch the series. It's just going to make sense as you read the book. But you can certainly read the book nonetheless. It's a really good way to connect with people. As I aforementioned, the reason we started watching it was to try to connect with our foreign exchange student. And it was about the best connection that we had. So anyway, so next up, tomorrow we'll read Strange Expectations, and then on Thursday we'll actually start The Need to Belong. And I think perhaps I like that because you find that theme in so many books. Do you remember reading The Outsiders? For me, I think that was around 7th grade. And then the movie came out, or, that's a common theme in many shows, songs, movies. It's the need to belong. We want a family. We want belonging. We don't want to be rejected. And we want a group of people, right? Our people, our tribe. And sometimes, like with kids, you can get in with the wrong group. And it's your brokenness that draws you to one another. So anyway, I'm excited to join this journey together as we read The World Turned Upside Down, Finding the Gospel in Stranger Things. And that, again, that's by Michael Heiser. So other than that, I hope you've had a great day. It's been a busy one, and I look forward to next time. That's my gift for you today.